So, megacities, the gays seem to love them, right? We flock to these gay meccas oftentimes because there is safety and there's a large number of LGBT people in these areas. So, what are we defining as a megacity? Well, it's a city that has a metro population of 5 million or more per the US Census. That includes the whole metro area. But are any of these places affordable? And are they LGBTQ friendly? So brace yourself as we look at this list of the top 5 mega cities. 3 of the 5, when it comes to affordability, actually come from red states. And only one of the top 5 is a city that was either the winner or runner up when we covered that individual state that city is in. So let's find out what the top 5 are.
All right. Well, we have a tie for number 4. The fourth place winner is Fort Worth, Texas. It has the lowest median average incomes on this list of 5 at $52,000 and $67,000 respectively. But
it's got some gay things going on.
It has its own rodeo, its own gay and lesbian film festival, and we're told it has a very lively LGBTQ plus scene. But on top of that, and maybe the best of all, it has the National Cowgirl Hall of Fame. Guess who's visiting Fort Worth, Texas in the near future?
Are you a cowgirl fan?
Yeah, I love it. Fort Worth did score 100 on the Human Rights Campaign's Municipal Equality Index. Texas, however, is under a state of emergency also per the Human Rights Campaign. So keep that in mind.
Coming in at the second number 4 spot is Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta was the runner-up for the state of Georgia when we covered Georgia on episode 465. The winner for the state of Georgia was Decatur, if you're curious. Some of the things that put Atlanta on this list is that Atlanta has the highest home values, coming in at $377,000, and the highest cost of living on the list, coming in at 113.3% of the national average. But those are offset by the fact that it has the highest median and average incomes on the list, coming in at $70,000 and $105,000 respectively. Atlanta also is the 11th most affordable LGBTQ-friendly city that is also prepared for climate change that we covered on episode 495. It is also the home to the world's largest Black Pride, but similar to Texas, Georgia is under a state of emergency per HRC.
You're listening to or watching Queer Money episode number 503, and we're continuing to cover our most affordable LGBTQ plus friendly cities series all around the United States in all shapes, sizes, forms, and packages. Today, we're sharing the top 5 most affordable and LGBTQ plus friendly mega cities with a population of 5 million people or more. Last week, we covered the top 5 most affordable LGBTQ plus friendly cities in red states. And if you want to watch that episode or read the dialogue that inspired,
comments,
click right here or click the link in your podcast player.
The mission of Queer Money is to financially empower the LGBTQ plus community. Join us in thanking Capital One for supporting that mission. All right, coming in at number 3 is Chicago, Illinois. Chicago is probably the Midwest's most cosmopolitan queer hub.
Ooh, fancy.
What put it on this list? Well,
Oprah.
Yeah, right. The rents in Chicago are high. It is the highest of the top 5 cities here, coming in at $2,077 per month for your typical 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. But offsetting that is that it has the lowest home values of the top 5, coming in at $291,000 for your typical home. It did rank the number 4th city for affordable dog-friendly cities for LGBTQ folks.
Puppies.
We talked about that on episode 489. It also ranked as number 3 for affordable cities for same-sex couples on episode 493. It also ranked as number 15 for affordable climate change ready cities. And I think that's probably because of where it's located, like right next to a large body of fresh water, right? And it also is the city that has the second most downloads of the Queer Money podcast. So Thanks for all the love there from people in Chicago.
Maybe we should buy a house in Chicago. I love that. Coming in at number 2 is another city in Texas, and that's Dallas. It is the home of the LGBT megachurch, the Cathedral of Hope. I did not know that existed.
I didn't know it either.
Also, they had their first official pride in 1980. Think of the babies that we were in the 1980s. And they had their first LGBT rights event or protest, I guess, or march in 1972, which is, wow, I wasn't, even if fetus yet.
You were not.
They have the lowest cost of living on this particular list at 101% of the national average. It scored the number 7 position, Dallas did, when we covered the most affordable friendly cities for same-sex couples. So that was episode number 493. Worth noting, there are 80 cities that are part of metro areas considered megacities, according to our definition. 32 of those megacities scored a 100 on the Human Rights Campaign's Municipal Equality Index. Only 5 of the 80 had a cost of living below the national average. And all those, except for number 1, except for one of those, was Chicago metro area.
Right. Yeah. One of the things to keep in mind here is that when we looked at these 80 cities, a lot of them are suburbs that are a part of these mega cities. And we all know that typically the further you go away from the nucleus of a mega city, the more expensive it gets in the suburbs. And also oftentimes the LGBTQ acceptance drops off, especially at the government or city level. So we do have some honorable mentions if you're looking for some cities that that you also would like to check out. Wilton Manors did come in at number 8 on our list. It was the runner-up on episode 467. When we looked at the state of Florida, the winners for the state of Florida was a tie between Tampa and St. Petersburg. Florida is also under a state of emergency per HRC.
But DeSantis just came out and he's scolding the Republicans for not solving the border issue. So now he's a rhino. So things could be changing.
One of the things that put Wilton Manors at number 8 was a combo of lower cost of living and higher incomes. Coming in at number 11 on our list was Alexandria, Virginia. For those of you who love the DC area, what puts Alexandria on this list is lower rents. Despite its high cost of living, it also has really high incomes. And then coming in at number 7 was Scottsdale, Arizona. And that is primarily because of the higher incomes and the lower cost of living there. So remember to smash that like and share button and let other queer folks know about this show and this list.
Capital One Auto Navigator does more than just auto financing. We're here to help you find a car you love, too. Shop millions of cars from thousands of dealers nationwide. Research your favorite makes and models. Explore dealers near you and more. All on Auto Navigator.
Coming in at number 1 is the city of brotherly love. One of my favorite cities, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's a city with a government-sponsored LGBTQ plus guide. That is pretty amazing.
Yeah, that is cool.
And we walked in the 2019 Pride in Philadelphia, and we were told that that was the gayest Pride they ever had. Imagine that. And if you haven't been to Philadelphia, if you ever go, you have to definitely hit Woody's. It's a great old-timey bar that kind of takes you back in time.
Old-timey.
Well, it's not like
a old-timey speak now.
But it's like if you want to see what it was like maybe in the 70s or 80s. I don't think they've updated it since then. Philadelphia has the lowest rents on this particular list, coming in at $1,773 per month for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment. Philadelphia scored the number 5 position when we covered the most affordable cities for same-sex couples on episode 493, and the number 14 position when we covered the most affordable LGBTQ plus friendly cities that are also climate ready. So maybe we need to consider Chicago or Philadelphia. And when we did the climate ready city, that was on episode 495.
So what are your thoughts? Share them in the comments on YouTube, TikTok, or Spotify. And you can see all 80 of the cities within these mega cities by going to queermoneypodcast.com/cities. We'll be right back after these messages.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One, N.A., member FDIC.
Join us next Tuesday for a fun discussion with Mark Goldstein of the Where Do Gays Retire podcast, when we talk about, well, what else? Where gays are retiring as part of our Gay Retirement 101 series. And then next Thursday for the coverage of the most affordable LGBTQ-friendly cities that have a population between 1 million and 5 million. Large cities.
Large and in charge. If you'd like to see the data for this growing series, go to queermoneypodcast.com/cities, or click the link in your podcast player if you happen to be listening, or click the link right here if you're watching on YouTube. Thank you and have a great weekend.
Bye.